you got to be on guard 24/7. You got to keep your head on a swivel. You need to know, is this guy going to pull a knife? Welcome back. Be sure to subscribe. Let's get right to it. First topic, a pro-life journalist was assaulted while doing an interview on the street. Go ahead, take a look at the clip.
What I'm saying is, in general, overall, if I don't want to have a baby, I should have the choice to.
Just don't have sex then. Just don't have sex.
That's not even logical.
It is.
It is. Who are you, Nancy?
I sound dumb.
You sound dumb as
okay.
It does, because even as teens, people explore. And it's like, as funny as you want to be, people should still have the choice.
So you went from saying that my outfit was really cute to saying I'm an effing idiot. That's so mean.
But I think that your point of view is very obstructed, and I think that you just don't understand the magnitude of having a child.
Yeah, well, I'm not the one who admitted they would be okay with killing babies in foster care and killing children that have been abused.
That's not the point. What I'm saying.
That's really.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, so how much you want to bet she'll think twice about doing an interview with a black woman on a touchy subject on the street again, even though she's black herself? You see, it doesn't even matter anymore. As long as a black person feels disrespected, they're just going to go ape shit on whoever nowadays. You see all the videos online. These black women somehow, I don't know if it was the BLM deal or if this is just the whole Democratic Party in a whole these days. It's just a bunch of ghetto black women, as we've seen from the whole Jasmine Crockett thing in Congress. But yeah, if you disrespect a black woman these days, apparently they're just free to just assault you however they want, like just go completely ape shit and, punch you and assault you, and if they got a knife, probably stab you, right? But yeah, it's just crazy. It has to either be, I don't know if it's quite still residuals from the BLM movement, or this is just the whole Democratic Party. This is what they've, manifested into, just ghetto black women who assault people if you say something that they don't like, right? Because the Democratic Party is basically liberal white women and black women who are just holding on to some sort of, some sort of Democratic Party relationship. They bought it, right? They bought it. But all right, let's get to the next topic. So in England, in the women's pool tournament going on right now, there's 2 men in the women's final. Now, isn't this just hilarious? Basically, what that signifies is women's pool in England is officially dead. If you have a competition and 2 men pretending to be women are in the finals, then yeah, that sport no longer exists in England. See, it's like, it's just so absurd that people actually push this type of crap to where, like, they celebrate it. Yeah, we got these 2 ladies in the final tonight. It's just so great that we got so much diversity and, blah, blah. There's so much tolerance in the pool game here in England. But yeah, what you're really doing is you're just destroying women's sports. And the unfortunate thing is for these women is it's not even like the best men are being sent over to destroy these women's sports. It's the absolute rejects of men, So if they were getting the best men and, we were barely beating them and it was kind of like oh my God, is she going to be able to take on like the best men? Then it would somewhat be okay, right? Because the women would be doing their part and really competing. But we're sending the most rejects of men over there to compete against. Well, we aren't, but the whole trans community, or whatever you want to call it, the women are being destroyed by the weakest of men. See, that's the problem. And, I don't know what can be done about it, since the women aren't really, the majority of women aren't making their voices heard. I know the majority of women hate it and think it's complete bullshit, but until you're willing to let your voice be heard, you're not doing anything for the cause, right? You got to speak up and you got to say this needs to be boycotted or ended immediately. And until then, this is just going to keep happening. You already lost pool in England, so do something about it. But all right, let's get to the next topic. So a DoorDash driver was trying to help a guy who was begging for money, and He got stabbed. Go ahead, take a look at the clip.
He was just trying to get some food.
Altman's decided to order the man food.
I opened my car, I was gonna go get him some food, and literally the second I opened my door to step out, he just like starts stabbing me.
Fort Worth Police Department says Quindarius Cartwright is the man who cut Altman's in the face and chest. Photos of the bloody gash are too graphic to broadcast.
Genuinely thought I was gonna die. It was so much blood. Walked in Waffle House, they were freaking out. I mean, I'm sure it's probably a traumatic thing for anyone to watch.
Video of Altman's recovery shows his swollen face and stitches.
Most of the stab wounds like to the body weren't really too bad. It was just when he stabbed me in the face that was like, it was really bad.
On top of injuries, Cartwright reportedly stole Altman's car and joyrode it to a strip club in North Fort Worth.
All right, folks, see, this is why you never help any of these drug addict, homeless people. They're not even homeless. These are people who are just complete drug addict losers who have basically a mental health issue, you know, too. They've blown out their minds so bad with drugs that they hate the world, and all they really do is just cuss at the world all day, right? So they ask you for money because that's what they know they need to do, but like they hate your guts because you're just you and you're living your life and their life is terrible, right? So no matter what, you could give them $100 and they still hate your guts, right? And so people need to realize you don't deal with these homeless, drug addict losers. They're the worst of the worst people. They hate you. They hate society. They've already given society the middle finger. So they've given you the middle finger because they don't care about being a productive member of society anymore. They just care about going out and getting their drugs. And if they got to just, stab somebody to get some extra money, they're going to do it. No matter whether the guy is, wanting to help or just a passerby who's like, oh shit, now all of a sudden I'm getting stabbed. You never know with these people, and if you're ever around any sort of these drug addict losers, mentally ill people, you got to be on guard 24/7. You got to keep your head on a swivel. You need to know, is this guy going to pull a knife? Is he just going to randomly attack me out of nowhere? And that's for the men and the women, because I mean, the women, they might be doing some assaulting too, that the kind that's not too good, right? But all right, let's get to the next topic. But yeah, next topic. Trump put out just a hilarious video of a drone strike on the Houthis with just a hilarious caption. Go ahead, take a look at the clip. See, this is why people love Trump. He's so transparent and he's willing to just throw it out there as like a hilarious take on what's, pretty terrible thing, having to drone strike some people. But hey, these are terrorists, folks. If we don't drone strike them, they're going to try to find a way to kill us, right? So you got to at least be appreciative that, it's happening and we're ending this throughout the world and we're trying to clear up the whole terrorism thing and just make the world a better place. And that's what Trump is trying to do, right? He doesn't want to be in any wars. He just wants to end all the senseless killing. And if he's got to kill a bunch of terrorists and put it out there on his Truth Social so it gets out there, I'm all for it, right? I'm all for it because frankly, this is the world we're living in now, folks. You get to see the drone strikes. You get to see, you get to know what Trump's thinking at all times, basically. That's how the presidency should be. It should be transparent. We should know what the president's thinking. Not in like classified stuff, where we're thinking about, but it's just like, we like this type of transparency and it's great for America. Isn't it great for America? But all right, that's it for today. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and we'll be seeing you.